Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, the Lost Chevalier, and you're welcome back to Second Circle. Let's continue, shall we? Where were we? This one. There we go. Now it's time to date Justice. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be sweet. Let's go. The awesome demon. Even though it's just a trip to the hobby shop, you find yourself unusually nervous for your upcoming date with Justice. So nervous, in fact, that you end up taking much longer than usual to get ready. As you are comparing two seemingly identical red button downs, you hear a knock at the door. Yo! You ready yet, Chief? Yeah. Not wanting to keep Justice any longer, you throw one of the shirts and head out to meet the demon. Alright, let's go. Lead the way then, my dude. Keys in hand, you and Justice skip downstairs and load up into the car. The engine rumbles to life as soon you are on the road to the hobby shop. It isn't a terrible long trip, but nevertheless, Justice is quick to fill the air with light conversation. I gotta say, I'm eager to get a feel for the infamous Taker All stomping grounds. When was the last time you visited the hobby shop? Actually, that's a good question. I used to go to this place all the time, but I stopped going. Was it because of your little vacation in hell? The sort of thing you see down there? Well, they have a tendency to change a person. No, it wasn't that. Honestly, I stopped going to the hobby shop long before I meet you all of you. Oh. What happened to make you wait? It's, we're here. Ha ha ha. As if to save you from answering an uncomfortable question, the hobby shop edges into view. Nestled in between a pair of old brick buildings, you feel a familiar nostalgic tug at the sight of the dilapidated shop. You pull into one of the many parking slots lining up out front. The sign out front, the lettering over the window reads, Habergalmir Hobby Shop. Ready? Yeah, but... Before Justice can finish her sentence, you hop out of the car and stride up to the front door. The demon lets out an exasperated sigh before following you inside. Your arrival is heralded by the chime of a bell, and a familiar voice greets you as you plunge into the shop a uniquely stale musk. Oh no. Dear me! Is that really you, my boy? Oh, hey, Gramps. Yeah, it's me. Why, I never thought I'd see you walk through those doors again. And yet here you are. Yeah, here I am. How I have missed you, son. It's funny, you should show up though. Why is that? Just the other day, someone was asking about you. Asking about me? It was a lady. A couple of ladies, actually. At this, the man smirks and wiggles his eyebrows. You pretend not to notice. They saw the picture of you that I keep up here and wanted to know more about you. Proudly, the old man pats the wall behind him. It's labeled Wall of Fame, and below these are several pictures with tiny homemade plaques under each. Amid the images, you spied your own photo, a little longer than the rest, near the dead center. Oh, I'm surprised you kept that. But of course I did. It's my pride and joy. Gramps. So, you're Tanky's grandfather, huh? Oh ho, now who's this? A friend of yours, my boy? Not quite. Our relationship is... burgeoning. I mean, we are more than a bit beyond friendship, I would say. Justice lowers her glasses and winks at you over the jet black lenses. Wouldn't you agree, Chief? The formal voice of Justice statement catch you off guard. Before you can find your bearings and reply, you hear a thunder of triumphant laughter coming from the old man behind the counter. Now that's a fine young lady, I will tell you that. In the midst of his joy, Gramps claps you on the back with such surprising force that you nearly knock off your feet. She's confident, earnest, and gorgeous to both. You best treat her well, son. Yes. I plan to. Good, that's what I like to hear. Boy, it's gotta be pretty convenient having a family member working at the hobby shop. About that. Sadly, I'm not actually his grandfather. Though I might as well be, given how much time he used to spend here. But he calls you Gramps. Bah, everyone calls me Gramps around here. Anyway, what brings you guys here today? He's totally like me. Don't tell me. Are you getting back into painting? As a matter of fact, you bet he is. Haha, well that's great to hear. Let me guess. I have you to thank you for this new development, don't I, miss? Nah, just give him a little nudge. The rest was all him. Well, I must say, that warms my heart to hear. Now, what can I help you find today? I imagine since it's been so long, your paints have gone bad, haven't they? Right? Now that is a pickle. A full restock of painting will cost you a pretty penny. I was afraid of that. In any case, is the wall still there? The wall? That it is. I presume you know the way. How could I forget? I must admit, it's nice to see that this place hasn't changed much. Graham grins and you nod before walking away, just to quickly trails behind you. Nestled between the board games and the trading cards is a section dedicated to models and painting. Rows upon rows of boxes sets led before you a variety cornucopia of tabletop figurines, and in the midst of it all lies the wall. Wow! I love Justice, she looks so happy. The wall, a little monolith, towers above you like a technicolor wave. To call it a rainbow will be an insult to not only its magnificence, but also to the sheer number of pigments it contains. For a while you find yourselves awestruck and perhaps a little overwhelmed by the sight. Even Justice, who has stepped forward to inspect the wall with her fingertips, is utterly stricken by its size. Holy cow! What kind of obelisk is this, Taker? I didn't know you Ubers could even see this many colors. I'm almost certain that we can't. And yet, there is so many of them. Every pigment known to mankind. And some know only to shrimp. I don't really know where to begin. It's so overwhelming. Whoa there, my guy. Don't zone out on me just yet. There are so many colors. Stay with me now. Let's think about this, yeah? Remember when we were talking about all of this the other day? Yeah? You went through the different paints with me then. And you mentioned a few of the staples that are used most often, right? Right. What were those? Shades, metallics, and base coats? Alright, good. Let's go from there then, shall we? Okay, yeah. You turn to scan the wall for the requisite paints, and find that your eyes are quickly drawn to the base coats first. Here we go, base coats. You step forward and begin to load up your arms with numerous tiny bottles. Okay, metallics next. Yeah, here's some. You grab some more paints, filling your arms. In your hustle, some of them escape your grasp and clatter to the floor. Justice is quick to pick them up and settles up next to you with her arms open. Here, just hand them to me. I will hang on them for you. Thanks. As you pluck paints off the wall, you pass them over to Justice, who begins to ferry them over to the counter for you. Before long, you have a nice little pile of paint bottles ready for purchase. Alright, that was the last of the shades, right? Yep. What's next? Well, now I need to think about what colors I'm going to use for the main body of the figures. That's easy. What's your favorite color? Red. But I think I want to try something different. Ah, I see. Well, I could tell you my favorite color. You have a favorite color? Of course I do. I wasn't always blind, remember? Right. So what's your favorite color? Yellow. It reminds me of flower fields from when I was a little demon. I wasn't exactly supposed to visit them, but I also didn't exactly listen. There are flower fields in hell? Just one. And it's more of a meadow, really. Some mortals believe it's only filled with asphodels. But that isn't true at all. In reality, it's filled with all sorts of flowers, in rows and bunches of every color you can imagine, stretching from one horizon to the next. I spent a lot of time in that place. Sure, it was no paradise, but when you're a kid in hell, it might as well be, you know? Anyway, I like the sunflowers the most. And though it's been 1,000 years or so, I can still picture their bright yellow petals. I see. Yellow it is then. You turn your attention back to the wall and begin to seek out the yellows. Justice, meanwhile, squeeze your arm affectionately before heading off to drop the last of the paints onto the counter. Aww. Is that the last of it? Though you are on the other side of the shop, thanks to the emptiness between you and the counter, you are privy to the conversation between Justice and Gramps. Not quite, but almost. I see, good. The old man nods in your direction. It's nice to see him again. Has it been that long? A number of years at least. What happened, if you don't mind me asking? I'm afraid that's not entirely my story to tell. It's his. I take it he hasn't told you much. No, he hasn't. Give him time. If he hasn't told you yet, I'm sure he will someday. I can see that he trusts you a great deal already. And for good reason, it seems. What about the picture you have of him up there? Can you tell me what that's for? Now that is a fun story. A bit of a long story, mind you. But from the looks of your friend over there, I'm sure you got some time to kill. I'm guessing you're right about that. Now, where to begin? First thing first, it's important to know that this is my shop. I have owned and run it since I was about his age. My own dad passed it down to me when I got old enough, and it's been in my name ever since. There is not a lot of money in running a hobby shop, of course, but that's also not why I do it. Even so, I ran into some financial trouble a few years back. It was looking like I do have to close up shop for good before long. What happened? That young man is what happened. When he caught wind of what was going on, he jumped in to help right away. He railed up all the other regulars in the shop, a bunch of figurine painters like himself, and convinced them to set up their workstations here in the shop. Then he printed off a bunch of flyers saying that people could come in and have their painting commissions done on the spot. And that's all the money will go for helping the shop stay open, so that these wonderful artists will have an easy way to get the supplies that they needed. How many people showed up? Frankly, miss, I lost count. All I know is that a couple of weeks I had enough money to pay off the shop debts and then some. It was remarkable. All of those kind people worked so hard to help me afloat, and I don't know if I will ever repay them. But none of them worked quite so hard as a young man right there. He may not be the best artist out there by a long shot, but he was right there with the rest of them painting his heart out. Even after everyone else went home, he stayed behind fulfilling commission after commission. Most folk came by just because they liked his determination. In any case, that's why his picture's up there on my wall. Him and all the others who say my father's shop. My only regret is that the most I can offer them is a meager discount on painting supplies. It isn't much, but I hope it's enough. Wow. I had no idea. I'm not surprised. That boy's not one to brag, really. He's got a mind to accomplish what he sets out to accomplish, and that's that. Once he had a goal, like going to hell and get a harem of demons, he will go to hell and back to make it happen. Heh, don't I know it? Well, thanks you for telling me all these, Gramps. I should probably go check on him, though. Make sure he hasn't gotten too transfixed by the wall. It will get ya. A moment later, you feel Justice at your side again. She loops her arm around yours and brushes her fingertips against your skin. Aww. How's it going over there here, Chief? I think I'm ready. Alright then, shall we? Yeah, let's go. With Justice leaning affectionately against you, you make your way to the counter. However, just before you arrive there, something catches your eye and you're dragged to process you to a grinding halt. Whoa, what's with the sudden brakes? You don't reply right away, instead finding yourself so stunned into silence that you cannot muster the words. On the shelf before you sits an enormous set of figurines of all kinds. It's so elaborate that it will take you weeks to put it together, twice that to paint it all. Without tearing your eyes from the box, you reach into your pocket to withdraw all the cash that you brought along with you. What is it, Taker? It's... You do a little mental math in your head to see if it set fits into your budget. Too expensive. Your soul is sagged at the realization. You feel Justice step in front of you to lift the set off the shelf. Whoa, this thing is a beast! You're sure we can't afford it? I'm afraid not. Rats. Even if you put back some of the paint? You look down at the yellow pigment in your hand. Sure, you could put some of them back and it will give you just enough to be able to buy the set. But then you wouldn't be able to fully paint a set of Sunflower Knights for Justice. And since it's thanks to her that you are even here at all, you can't help but feel you owe her at least that much. So you decide to hang on the paints instead. No, I'd rather hang on onto the paints. I got plenty at home to paint anyway. Maybe we can get it sometime all the time. Justice nods and heaves the box back onto the shelf. Without further ado, you approach the counter and prepare to pay. As Gramps is ringing up your things, you catch sight of the picture on the wall and are reminded of what the old man said earlier. Hey Gramps, I was wondering if you could tell me a bit about those people who came in and asked about my picture. Well, sure, I suppose. What would you like to know? What did they ask about? Nothing out of the ordinary, just your name and about your time here. Could you tell me anything specific about their questions? Afraid no, my mind doesn't work quite like it used to. Can you at least give me an idea of what they look like? Now that I can do. They were really distinct, if I recall. All but one of them, that is. How many were they? 3. One real tall lady dressed like one of the punk rockets, you know, studded bracelets, leather jacket, the works. The other looked like a back alley watch dealer. And the third was unremarkable and yet oddly familiar. I know it sounds crazy, but she reminds me of both the young lady who bags my groceries and the person who works at the bowling alley down near my house. I see. Well, thanks, Gramps. It was good to see you again. You too, son. I hope you will come back soon. Don't worry, I will. With a smile, you wave farewell and leave the shop. Outside, Justice stopped you by the car. What was that about, Taker? I'm not sure, but there is something going on around here. I can feel like I was being followed for some time now. What Gramps says just now confirms it. I will fill you in on the way home. Justice nods and hops onto the passenger seat. With one last lingering look at the door to the hobby shop, you, too, get into the car and fire up the engine. As you pull away to head home, you can't shake the feeling that someone somewhere is watching you. Ooh. Great. The Justice is done, so next time is Judgment, and from Judgment we go to Lucifer, and that will be the end. I'm so sad that this is going to end, for now at least. But the developers are hard working on this, so it's going to be amazing, and the next one should be the final chapter, I guess. But well, this is all the time I have for today. Thank you very much everybody for watching, I hope you had a blast. I was the Lost Chevalier, signing out. Bye bye!